Okay, Slavoj Žižek explained super fast. So Žižek fuses Marxism, Lacanian psychoanalysis, and pop culture. His big mission is to expose how our everyday lives are soaked in ideology, even and especially when we think we're being non-ideological or neutral. Example, when you buy a quote-unquote fair trade coffee, Žižek argues that you're not escaping capitalism, you're buying the feeling of being ethical within capitalism. When you laugh at a racist joke but say, I don't mean it, that's still ideology at work. Irony doesn't free you from the system, it keeps it running. He's fascinated by how desire, fantasy, and the unconscious sustain political and social systems. Core ideas. Ideology isn't what you think, it's what you do. You might believe you're cynical or free-thinking, but ideology lives in your habits, your autopilot actions. Enjoyment, jouissance. Lacanian term meaning the strange, painful pleasure we get from our fixations. Žižek says ideology makes us enjoy our oppression. Think of how people bond over shared frustrations. Like complaining about work is part of how we tolerate it. Subject of lack, the idea that we are never complete or fully self-aware. We're built around a missing piece, and ideology fills that hole with fantasies. Nation, religion, consumerism. The real. In Lacan's terms, the real is what can't be represented, the traumatic core that ideology hides or covers. Žižek says great art and political upheavals sometimes let us glimpse it. Looking at pop culture and film, Žižek uses movies like They Live, The Dark Knight, Titanic, and The Matrix, all as philosophical case studies. So in They Live, ideology is sunglasses. When you put them on, you see the truth that was always there. In The Dark Knight, he argues, the Joker represents pure ideological exposure, chaos that reveals the hypocrisy of the social order. Political stance. Žižek calls himself a radical leftist, but he's also heavily critical of mainstream woke liberalism. He thinks capitalism absorbs activism and then sells it as a rebellion back to you. Political correctness can serve as an empty performance rather than real systematic change. True revolution must confront the unconscious fantasies that keep people loyal to the system, not just change laws or representation. He's controversial because he'll say things like maybe we need a little bit more big government, or Trump was a symptom, not the disease, while quoting Hegel and cracking dirty jokes. Simply put, Slavoj Žižek is the philosopher who shows that ideology isn't something you believe, it's what you unconsciously enjoy, and the only way to break it is to confront the real beneath our fantasies.